hope you're all well. Today is Wednesday the 10th of September and I've got a Clyde here. Every time I start filming he appears. This is just a little video to give you an update on what's been happening with me and Mounjaro, how I've got on with it, how much I've lost, the big question, and what's going to be happening going forward, because you may have heard in the news they are putting the price right up, but I'll come on to that in a minute. Let's talk first of all about why I started Mounjaro, just for anybody who wasn't here, and any side effects I've had and how I found it, just a general chit chat about Mounjaro. So I started, sorry, I've got notes here so I will keep looking down. I started Mounjaro on the 10th of June at the 2.5mg dose, that's the sort of starting level dose. And the reason I started it was two things. One, my weight had shot up since before Christmas. It had really gone up. And no matter what I was doing, I couldn't stop it because I am on a certain type of medication which is prescribed legally, but I don't want to mention it on YouTube because they get a wee bit funny about it. You probably have an idea of what it is. It's for pain, it is properly legally prescribed, and I take it every 3 days. But when I take it, it makes me crave all things sugar. Anything sweet, I need it and it goes down my throat. And I could quite easily eat a packet of biscuits in one sitting. No problem, without even thinking about it. And I would still be looking for more. So my main worry with that was that I was going to become diabetic. And I went to the doctor, I got my bloods tested, and I was pre-diabetic. My sugar levels were way higher than they should be. So that was the wake-up call. You need to do something. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you'll know I've done all sorts of diets in the past. This started off as a Slimming World channel, and then I went to keto, and I did carnivore, I did calorie counting. I've done a bit of everything. Keto and carnivore suit me really well. I get on well with them. I like eating that way, but they don't mix with eating sugar every 3 days when I've got my medicine. So I decided it's not possible to get it prescribed in Scotland at the moment, but for my own health and my own sanity, I wanted to buy it just to see if it was going to make a difference, and it did. So, like I said, I started off at the beginner's dose of 2.5mg for the first 4 weeks, and my results then were as follows. In the first week I lost 4.5 pounds, which was brilliant, but I knew a lot of that would be water weight. When you start a diet, you lose a lot of water that you're holding on to. So I knew a lot of that would be, but then the next week I lost 2.5 pounds, the next week I lost 3 pounds, and the week after that I lost 1.5 pounds. That was much better than any results I've had on any other diet. So I was really pleased with that. I found it really easy to use. I get it from a company called Chemist for You online, and they do a proper consultation with you. You have to send a photo with a date on it so that they know that you are overweight and, you know, all that sort of thing. They make sure that you've not got any medical conditions or on any medication that contraindicates the Mounjaro. Or they do Wegovy as well. They do other things, but it was Mounjaro that I wanted. And yeah, it was really easy to use. The instructions were straightforward. It was the pen that you basically just turn the dial and then put the needle in and press a button and it was done. So there was no measuring and stuff like that. It was all very easy to use. And side effects wise, the very first thing that I noticed was that I just felt full of wind, like trapped wind, and I was burping all the time. Like I was lying down, I took it at night, which I stopped doing. I eventually started taking it in the morning, which suits me better. So yeah, what I did notice, especially when I had just taken it at night and then I was lying down, every time I sat up or, you know, got up to go to the toilet or whatever, I was burping. It sounds disgusting, but it tasted like egg. It was gross. And I did some investigation into it and found out that it's because the way that the Mounjaro works, it delays your stomach emptying, keeps you fuller for longer and stops you wanting to eat so much. So the egg taste is basically everything just fermenting in your stomach. I know it sounds gross. Dr. Google has lots of good ideas for you to avoid it. And the main thing that I did was start taking injections in the morning, and that helped. Sorry about this. So that definitely helped. And the bloated feeling stayed with me for quite a while actually. Even when I wasn't burping all the time, I just felt bloated, especially by the end of the day. You know, when I'd eaten, I felt bloated, and I think it's just the delay in the stomach emptying that was causing it. So that was the main thing. I did, for the first couple of weeks, also have a bit of a toilet issue, shall we say. I had the runs. And again, it was just my stomach getting used to it. It can be a worry if it carries on, but it was the first couple of weeks and it wasn't all the time, so I wasn't worried about it. The good thing is that the company that I bought it from, they've got people on hand all the time. If you've got any questions, you can email them and they get back to you nice and quickly. So I wasn't worried about any of that. What else? I did have a little bit of nausea, particularly in the morning, but nothing to write home about, nothing that stopped me doing anything. I didn't actually feel like I was going to be sick. I just had that queasy feeling. One thing that I did notice, and I'd be really curious to know if anybody else out there found this, my first couple of months on Mounjaro, I had really vivid dreams. Now, I've got no idea why that would be. It was maybe a coincidence, but my mum, Granny Annie, said she had exactly the same thing. I don't know if it's because it maybe helped me sleep better, because I wasn't hungry, I don't know. But really vivid dreams, like the type that you would wake up and think about all day and think, what was that about? Really weird. So let me know if any of you had that as well. It's not, it happens occasionally now, but nowhere near as often as it did. It was pretty much every night for the first wee while. It was bizarre. So, and what I did find was I was all set for changing my diet, changing my way of eating, because I didn't want this to be a quick fix that, you know, I carried on eating the way that I was, and then as soon as I stopped taking the injection, the weight piled back on because I still wasn't eating properly. So I decided I was going to stick to like a Mediterranean style diet, and I got everything organised that I needed, and you know, I had my avocado and my sour bread and spinach and all of this stuff, and couldn't eat it. I really, although I felt hungry at the start, as soon as I started eating, I was like, I'm not really wanting that. So I definitely noticed that even with the 2.5 milligrams, I was having much smaller portions, but I was still eating a few times a day. So after losing 11.5 pounds in the first 4 weeks, I decided that I was going to carry on with it. Oh, the other thing was, in terms of my medication, when I was taking that, I was still having sweet cravings and I was still having quite a few biscuits, but I was probably having like half a packet at a time instead of a packet. So although it did reduce my appetite, it's stopped me really craving junk, I would say, when I didn't have my medication, but when I did, I was still eating. So I thought, right, I'm definitely on the right track here. And after losing 11.5 pounds in my first 4 weeks, I decided that I was going to carry on with it and that I was going to go up to the next dose, which is the 5 milligrams. So I ordered it from the same place, no problems. I had to give them an update on my weight, any side effects, things like that. And they sent it out to me. And I'm not going to give you a breakdown of every single week since then, but my first week only lost 2.5 pounds, and I thought, but then I lost 4.5, and you know, it was, I would say it probably averaged out maybe about £3 a week, something like that, which was really good. And side effect wise there, I stopped having so much of the bloated feeling and the burping. I didn't have the runs anymore. I did have a little bit more nausea, especially in the morning, but again, nothing that really stopped me. There was a couple of times I thought, oh, I can't do anything, and I just lay down for a wee while and it went away. But it was hard to say whether that was the injection or just me, because I've got all sorts of illnesses that can cause nausea, so it was hard to tell. One thing that the main side effect, or effect, I think you would say, is that I've got no appetite now. Very occasionally I'm hungry, but most of the time I'm not hungry and I only eat because I have to. And it has worried me ever so slightly for two reasons. One is that one of the reasons I'm in the wheelchair was malnutrition, because one of my illnesses stopped me from eating and I wasn't getting all the vitamins and minerals that I needed, and it damaged my spinal cord. It caused neuropathy. So that is one of my main worries with only eating once a day, and I was forcing myself. I've been forcing myself to eat that once a day. Like I said, occasionally I was hungry and I would eat, but that would be my one time a day that I would eat. Like even if it was early on in the day, maybe 11:30 in the morning, that's all I would have. But the other reason that worried me was because I'm not a big believer in calorie deficit for a lot of reasons, because I've been on keto and explored the way that works. I think there's a lot more to weight loss than just calories. There's hormones and things like that. But I am slightly, and I'm still slightly worried that because I'm eating so little just now, I'm eating, like I said, once a day, and what I am eating, I'm still trying to stick to the principles of the Mediterranean diet, and I'm pretty much just eating fish. My one meal a day, unless I'm out somewhere, is a nice piece of salmon most of the time. Occasionally I'll have a bassa fillet or some like haddock goujon type things, but I'm basically just sticking to fish. Not that I'm a pescatarian or anything like that. I've not got any like phobias about eating things. It's just what I think is good for me. Fish is good for you. It's especially salmon. It's got the oils, the healthy oils and things like that, omega-3s and things. So I'm happy with what I'm eating. I just don't think I'm eating very much of it. And so that's been the main thing since I went on to the 5 milligrams, and I've stuck with that. I am still on the 5 milligrams at the moment because I've not felt the need to go up. I've not felt, my weight loss hasn't trailed off. I've not felt hungry. So I think when Mounjaro and all these things first started, a lot of people, like my mum was the first in our family to do it. And she went up every month because she thought that's what she was meant to do. And I think she went up too high and she started getting really bad side effects and had to stop it. So I'm quite happy just to stick with the 5 milligrams, or I have been, because I'm getting the results and I've not got the side effects and all the rest of it. So, like I said, I eat once a day. And basically yesterday, which was the 9th of September, I weighed in at, I had been 174 pounds when I started on the 10th of June. Yesterday I weighed in at 139.1 pounds. Apologies for the embarking. So that means that in 13 weeks I've lost 35 pounds, which is 2.5 stone. I am absolutely delighted with that. I'm now under 10 stone for the first time in forever. Can't remember the last time I was under 10 stone. So I am absolutely delighted with it. It's this big Hugo that's doing all the woofing. Stop the woofing. Look at his tail. Look at this big tail. Yeah, I am delighted with that. And I've not had my bloods done again, but they are due to be done sort of nowish. And I do believe that my sugar levels will be back down to normal, because since going up to the 5 milligrams, I've been much better on my medication, in that I do sometimes still crave sweet things when I'm taking my medication, but most of the time I'm too full to eat anything. So although I feel like I want it, I'm not eating it, which is good. My main worry is when I stop it, am I going to be able to stop myself eating the sweet things? Because I won't have that. If I eat anything else, I'll be sick feeling. That does worry me. In terms of my mental health, I think it's made a huge difference to me for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not thinking about food all the time, which I find myself doing, that constant food noise all the time when I'm on a diet. What am I eating today? What am I eating the rest of the week? Should I have a treat? Should I not? Oh, I'm going to be having my medication. Maybe I shouldn't eat too much through the day so that it doesn't matter that I eat a lot at night. All these things. And it does weigh heavy on your mind. And the fact that I was putting on so much weight when I was editing my videos, I felt disgusting because I looked bad. And yeah, my mental health was really suffering, and that has definitely got a lot better as well. I've definitely not got the same food noise going on, although I do still find myself thinking, what am I having tonight? Even although I know it's salmon, Fiona, it's in the fridge, you know what you're having. But then I'll think to myself, when will I have it? When's the best time for me to have it? So I am still thinking about food quite a lot, which I want to stop. And I have had the occasional blip where I've managed to have quite a few biscuits, but 3 at the most. And then that's me, I'm like, nope, can't have any more. Future Fiona here. When I was editing, I realised that I had forgot to say that a couple of things are a bit strange in that my taste has changed for a lot of things. I don't like coffee now, whereas I always loved my coffee, especially in the morning. I'm just not liking coffee now. And the other thing is I've not got the same cravings for chocolate and junk. Like I can walk around the supermarket and look at them and it doesn't make me want to put them in my basket like I always used to do. And sweet things, even although sometimes I want them, like Jack got mince pies the other day, Christmas mince pies, and I was like, yeah, I want one of them. And I ate it and really didn't enjoy it. It was too sweet for me. So I'm finding that really strange as well. So I'm kind of thinking, do I keep going, do I not? I have got one more pen that I've just got that is, I'm due to start. So I am going to take that for the next 4 weeks. That will lead me up to just before my cruise. And I definitely don't want to be taking it during my cruise because, and again, this is where I'm conflicted in my mind, because one of the reasons that I wanted to take it was to stop the cycle of, right, I'm on a diet, right, I'm not on a diet, I'm going to eat everything that I can, right, I'm on a diet, I'm going to be good, I'll come off my diet this weekend, what will I eat? I'm trying to stop that. But we have booked a cruise and it's coming up at the end of October and it's all inclusive. And I don't want to be going there not being able to eat anything when I paid for it all. And one of the things about a cruise, for me anyway, we've never been, this is our first time, is the food and the drink. We've bought the advanced drinks package as well, so I want to be able to drink. I've had a tiny bit of alcohol on Mounjaro, not a lot, because again, I've not felt like it, but also because the people that I do know that have had Mounjaro and alcohol, they've been sick. So I've kind of stayed away from it. But I want to be able to enjoy my cruise. I want to be able to eat when I want, drink when I want, and all the rest of it. So I'm definitely not going to take it on my cruise. Then I think, well, do I take it when I come back or do I not? So this is my dilemma right now. I'm due to stop it about a week, maybe a week and a half, something like that, before I go on my cruise. I'm hoping that I don't eat everything in sight and put all the weight back on before I even get on my cruise, or my clothes won't fit me. But I don't know how much weight I'm going to put on when I'm away, and what happens when I come back. Do I try to just eat the Mediterranean diet, which I've kind of got my head around, and see how I get on? Is it going to be a case of when I'm stopped taking Mounjaro, I'm going to start craving all the sweet things again on my medication? I don't know. Am I going to be hungry all the time again? I don't know. All of these things, I just don't know. But one of my main concerns is the price. Now, you've probably seen in the media that, is it Lily, I can't remember the company that does Mounjaro, but they're getting greedy. They've decided that they're putting their prices right up. The company that I'm with did write to us about it, and they said that they were trying to negotiate a decent contract with them so that they wouldn't need to put their prices up too much. They said they had a lot of stock in at that time and they would be selling that stock at their current price. They wouldn't be putting that up, they would wait. They would only pass on the cost to us that they had incurred, which was good. And that's why I bought my most recent one early. But it's going up to just under £200, I think, a month. I've not got that kind of money. I've really not. I've been struggling to find the 160 odd that it was. Granny Annie, my mum, has been helping. And when I come back from my cruise, it's going to be full on Christmas mode. I'm definitely not going to have the money for it. And I'm thinking that I might at some point need to go up to the 7.5 milligrams, which is over £200. It's about £220 a month. Who's got that kind of money? It's ridiculous. And as Jack, my husband, said, the pharma companies are like any good drug dealer. They will lure you in with great prices. Oh, here, come and just try this out for a tenner. You know, come, I'll give you a special deal for the first couple of weeks. You know, get it for a tenner and see what you think. And then once you're hooked, they put the price right up. And that's effectively what this pharma company are doing. They've lured people in. There's people like me that are scared to stop it in case they put all the weight back on. And they're hoping that people will say, I just need to pay it because I need it now. I'm not at that stage yet, but after Christmas I might be. We'll just need to wait and see. So, as far as my plans at the moment, I am intending to take this next lot that I've got, go my cruise, and then try my hardest on my own until after Christmas and see what happens. If the weight's all piled back on again, I might need to see if I can cut corners elsewhere and manage to afford to go back on it. But I honestly don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you take Mounjaro. I think Wegovy and the other ones have kept their prices where they are. I think it is just Mounjaro that's gone up. But in my opinion, that's the best one. I know people that are on loads of different ones, and it seems to me that Mounjaro is the best one. That's why they're getting away with it. I am hoping that at some point it will be available on the NHS. I believe it is in England, but you have to meet strict criteria before they will actually prescribe it. So we'll need to wait and see. But that is where I'm at the moment. I have been on it for 13 weeks. I've lost £35 or 2.5 stone. I am delighted with it, but I am very anxious about coming off it. So watch this space. I will let you know when I've stopped it. I'll be vlogging the cruise anyway. You'll see whether I'm back to eating everything in sight or whether I'm still only eating once a day, and even at that I haven't forced myself. We'll see all that. We'll just have to play it by ear, but you can come on this journey with me. As you know, I am not turning this channel into a weight loss channel again, which is why I wanted to just do this one update rather than doing a weekly update. But I will keep you up to date with what I'm doing, what I decide to do when I come back to cruise and things like that. So I'm going to stop havering now, and I hope you have enjoyed this. Please do talk to me in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on it all, your experience. Are you thinking about it? Have you done it? All of that jazz. Also, if you have enjoyed this, I would really appreciate it if you would hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's grow my wee channel, please. And I will see you all in my next one. Thanks everyone. Bye.